the opulence of the Absolute. So why Krishna is speaking about the opulence? Opulence, you understand? Powers, one's greatness. So if one knows, now the entire world is knowing the power of the United States of America. Yes or no? Entire world's economy has completely been affected because of the change in position of one person. What is that person? The President of America. So that is his power, his position. So what others have to do? They have to agree to him or they have to abide to him. So very important, Krishna is speaking the opulence, his powers, so that we can know his position. That his position cannot be compared to any other personality, not even the most powerful demigods. And Krishna speaks this chapter why? Because Arjuna is very dear to him. Yatteham. These verses we should remember. We should memorize these verses. Pehla verse recite, memorize nahi kiya? Then how you can become dear to Krishna? Bhuya eva mahabaho shunu me paramam vacha. Krishna is saying, yatteham priyamanaya. So how we can, act in such a way, how we can mold our life in such a way so that we become dear to Krishna. One very simple way is to become a very serious student of Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna is saying that I have spoken this Bhagavad Gita because I consider you dear. So how to become dear? When we become a sincere, serious student of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so we will recite the Mangalacharan and we will discuss the second verse onwards. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Nama Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Pad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavancha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sadivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagan Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyate Deshitarine. Hare Krishna. So in the last chapter, the most confidential knowledge. In the seventh chapter, Krishna speaks about his energies. In a way, Krishna spoke about his opulences also. He spoke about his energies, inferior energy, superior energy. And Krishna gave knowledge about himself. And when that knowledge is applied, and one performs devotional service, one can attain the Supreme. And in the ninth, so he is speaking about his opulences in the seventh chapter, in the eighth chapter. And in the ninth chapter was what was so special, that that chapter is entitled Most Confidential Knowledge, because it talks about the intimacy or the sweetness of his relationship with his devotees. Can you give some examples? What Krishna declared in the ninth chapter? There are two aspects of knowing the Supreme. One is the Aishwarya Gyan. Aishwarya means his opulences, his greatness, his power, his position. Like we all know the position of the Prime Minister in India. So if the Prime Minister gives some instructions or he gives some rules, so what the world has to do? What the Indians have to do? They have to follow. Prime Minister imposed demonetization. Could anyone say that no, I will not accept? Can anyone defy that? No. Yeah. One has to abide, one has to agree, one has to follow. But along with the Aishwarya, the greatness that the Supreme Lord has, with that he also has sweetness. What is this sweetness? His relationship with the devotees. That he spoke about in the ninth chapter. That is why that ninth chapter is called the most confidential knowledge. What was the most confidential knowledge? We have all studied. So please give some examples. This is the king of all knowledge, king of all secret, Raj Vidya, Raj Guhya. So what was that Guhya part? What was the most confidential part? Which Krishna revealed in the ninth chapter. So that invokes devotion. That invokes devotion even to those who are non-devotees. Only those who are hearing online can also answer. Where? What? Which verse? What reference? Which kind of devotees? That is a sarv dharmani parityajay. That is the condition. That that is true. But what is the intimate part which Krishna has revealed in the ninth chapter? Most intimate part that he has revealed in the ninth chapter. We have covered ninth chapter. Huh? Sorry? No, no, wait. Give reference. Just not, otherwise it is not uh, authentic. You have to give authentic, authorized version, not, any hearsay. Hare Krishna. क्या हुआ आज भी नहीं आई? हाँ. अच्छा. And my request is all of you should bring your own personal copies of Bhagavad Gita with a notebook. If you really want to enter into the mystery of Bhagavad Gita. And of course, a pen also. And those, you know, when you hear something which is inspiring, there are three things. First is discovery. So in every session, there will be discovery. Discovery means that we don't know. That we don't know. So that is discovery. So if you don't pen down the discovery, it will be lost. Because after you come, after 1 week, if I ask you what we discussed in the last week, you won't be able to even speak for 5 minutes, although I would have spoken for more than 1 hour. So capture it. In Kali Yuga, the memory is very strong. Strong. There is no memory. Huh? Previously, when the mobile phones were not there, I remember I could remember more than 100, 200 telephone numbers. But now, not even one is known. Why? Because everything is storage. We don't utilize our memory. So one is discovery, then the second is understanding. Once you have got the discovery, then you should get a proper understanding of it. If you don't get an understanding of it, then discovery has no merit. You cannot take any advantage of that discovery. And even higher than the understanding is the application of that understanding. So discovery, understanding, and application. So if you have application, then that application will bring? It will bring transformation. Otherwise, it is only information download. And what is the result of information download? You download something new and the old is already deleted out. So you are left with nothing. So you must have your notebook. When we were students, or still we are students, I mean, if you see my notebooks, some of them have seen. Dayashil, you have seen my notebooks? Uh, it is not ordinary. No, it runs into 500 pages at least. Because if you don't put an effort to understand this philosophy, it will be impossible to know. So first is discovery, and based on discovery, there will be some understanding when you apply your heart. This understanding is not as a result of one's intellectual prowess. This understanding is based on one's devotional attitude. And when that devotion is applied, when that principle is applied in practice, then it will bring realizations. Then you can really experience the bliss. Actually, for whom is Krishna speaking this chapter? The 10th chapter? Prabhupada says that this can be only known to those who are really anxious to be in Krishna consciousness. Others cannot understand this. You remember? Last time we discussed this. So do you want to be really anxious or do you want to remain others? What do you want to remain? So where is the notebook? Where is the notebook? This is the notebook. Do you go to your class without notebook and pen? If you go there, what the teacher will do? So what punishment should we give you? No, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. How many of you think that, eating rasgulla is punishment? Raise your hand. No? Eating rasgulla is punishment? So Mataji never gave me rasgulla. Actually, so Hare Krishna Mahamantra is even sweeter than rasgulla. But the point is, because a person has jaundice, when a person is having jaundice, if you give him anything sweet, what he will say? It is bitter. Because he is diseased, because he is a diseased condition of life, that does not mean that the rasgulla is bitter. But what he has not developed, his taste buds are not proper. So chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is not to be told when one is really anxious. But for others, it is to be told. Follow? Did you chant today Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Then you stand in which category? Others. Others. So others will never know the intimacy of Krishna. Because Krishna says in the 9th chapter, this was a very beautiful verse. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nitya viyuktanam yogashemam vahamyaham. 22nd verse. This was a very intimate, a very sweet verse where Krishna is saying, but those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, 9.22, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack. So Krishna personally provides what his devotee requires. And I preserve what they have. And Krishna personally protects what they have. He provides what they lack and he protects what they have. So what he protects? He protects the devotion. But if one has, then only he will protect now. So you are asking if Krishna protects, but what is there? Do we have that content to be protected? The protection is to of one's devotion. So to deepen the devotion, Krishna speaks this 10th chapter. Those who have devotion, those who are already devotees of Krishna, how to deepen their love and affection for Krishna. Because Krishna is saying, Yatteham priyamanaya. These chapters can only be understood by those who have love for Krishna. Devotion and love is the same thing. Devotion means actually love for Krishna. So those who have it, so Krishna is speaking this chapter to even more deepen it, to make it more intimate. And then of course he says that Striyo Vaishyo Tata Sudra Tepi Yanti Param Gatim. And even he says that Apiche Suduracharo Bhajate Mamunanyavad. Even if my devotee, accidentally commits any most abominable action, I still consider him my devotee. But first, one has to be a devotee. He has to have devotion. And what a person who is devotee? Who is ananyas chintayanto mam, satatam kirtayanto mam. But we are not even chanting one round. And then we are claiming that we are devotee. Then we are devotee in our dreams only, not as per Bhagavad Gita. This is important. Okay, so the knowledge which Krishna is revealing, look at the second verse. So the knowledge which Krishna is revealing in these chapters, this knowledge is so confidential that is that this is not even known to the greatest of demigods and the greatest of the sages. Let us see the second verse. Name vidur surgana prabhavam namaharshaya ahamadir hi devanam maharshinam cha sarvasha name vidur surgana prabhavam cha maharshaya. Sorry, prabhavam na maharshaya ahamadir hi devanam maharshinam cha sarvasha. Recite. Such a long pause. Huh? Yeah, others can join in. Recite. Aham. Ahamadir hi devana. Even a child can recite. But what we are having? Hesitation. Why? Recite. Recite? Yeah.
Name vidu surgana
Name vidur surgana
harshaya
prabhavam na maharshaya ahamadir hi devana
cha sarvashaha.
maharshina. So Krishna is saying that this knowledge which I am revealing to you, my dear Arjuna, because you are very dear to me, I consider you my beloved. So this knowledge, this realization is not even known to Name Vidu. Vidu means to know. Hmm. Who do not even know? Suraganaha. There are two types of beings. One is called the Sura, those are the divine, and the other is Asuras, which are the demoniac. Of course, there is no question for the demoniacs to know. But he's saying those who are even higher than humans. Who are they? These are the divine persons, the demigods. So he says, Krishna is revealing that Name Vidur Surgana, that even of the greatest of the demigods, they do not know. They do not know me, the knowledge which I am revealing to you. So one may say, okay, the demigods may not know, although they are higher than the human beings. But the demigods are very powerful beings, isn't it? Huh? They have much more superior power than the humans have. That is why the demigods are in the position of controllers. So big, big controllers like even the demigods cannot know me, who have much more power, who have much more position. So one may, inquire and say that, okay, the demigods may not know you because although they are appointed by you, they have material desires. They are Sakam Bhaktas. They have some material aspirations. Indra has some material aspirations. Chandra has some material aspirations. So they all have material aspirations. So you cannot be known. And these demigods, although they are in big powerful position, but they bow down to the sages. When Narad Muni comes to Indra, what Indra does? He bows down. Indra also follows his guru, who is Brahaspati, to Vishwamitra. To all these sages, the demigods even bow down. So maybe the demigods do not know. Krishna then refutes in the next line. He says, Prabhavam na Maharshaya. Even the Maharishis, the great sages, who have vast knowledge and understanding. And what is the greatest quality of that the sages have which is not there in the demigods? What quality apart from knowledge that the sages have which the demigods do not have? Yes, renunciation, detachment. So that is a great opulence that these sages have. They are detached, they are renounced, and they have knowledge also. But Krishna is, you know, eliminating that also. He says, Prabhavam na Maharshiya. My opulences, my origin, my opulences are not even known to the greatest of the rishis. So you see, what is the position of a devotee? What is the devotee's position as per Bhagavad Gita, as per Krishna's statement? What is the position of a devotee? To be unchaste to God? Okay. So what is the position of a devotee? Yes, he is above the demigods and the sages both. If he is a devotee, that is a big question. If he is a devotee, his position is even higher than the demigods and the greatest of sages. This is what Krishna is speaking. Na me vidur surgana prabhavam cha maharshya. And what is the origin, the opulence which is not known even to the host of the demigods and the greatest of sages? Aham adir hi deva now. That Krishna is the source. Krishna is the root. Krishna is the origin of all the demigods. Not only of the demigods, Maharshinam, even the sages, Cha Sarvashaha, to everyone and in all respects. So this Krishna being the origin, the cause of all causes, this science, this knowledge is not available even to the demigods and even to the sages. So just imagine what a great fortune we are having. What is our qualification? We are neither the demigod position nor the sage's position. Neither we have the power nor we have the knowledge. But we can come to the position where our position is even superior to both. How and why? When we are having no qualities, then how we can surpass both? This is very important. What service? Demigods are serving Krishna. They are appointed servants. Are we appointed servants? Has Krishna appointed us? How can we surpass them? It is like saying that I am higher than the minister. I may claim, but am I higher than the minister? You go in front of the police and he will tell you where you stand. So how? But here Krishna is speaking this. So how it becomes, how an ordinary devotee becomes higher than demigods and even the sages? Krishna has answered it. He's already answered this. What is the answer? What is the uh, answer? What is the empowerment that Krishna gives to the devotee, does not give even to the demigods and even to the sages? This is the important aspect to understand. This is the intimate part of Bhagavad Gita. What is that empowerment?
Full of bliss and knowledge.
Here, my dear. That's why Krishna is telling her, Bhuya eva mahabhav shrunu me. Please hear. Uh, When did Arjuna speak? Did he speak in the ninth chapter? No, he's hearing. He spoke in the first two verses of the eighth chapter. So he has fully heard the eighth chapter, he has fully heard the ninth chapter, and Krishna continues to hear the 10th chapter. Did he ask in between? No. Because he is receiving such nectar. He is receiving such clarification and conviction in his heart. His doubts are being dispelled. So this is a very big question. How Krishna empowers his devotee who higher than the demigods and the sages? Huh? Who's going to? He's a friend. Okay. Can we claim that I am friend to Krishna? So Krishna has given me the empowerment which he has not given to sages and demigods. Are we his friend? Do we actually consider Krishna our best friend in the world? Are we in that position? Then, what is that quality which is empowering us to receive this knowledge which is not available even with the sages? I'm talking fact, not which is not available with the sages and which is not available with the demigods. What is that qualification? Here, you don't know. Devotion is there in the hearts of sages also. It is there in the heart of demigods also. Krishna says exclusive. Huh? They also want to know. Sages, what they do. Can we, compete with the sages? They are completely renunciate. They leave everything and everyone and go to the Himalayas, meditate. All of their focus is on self-realization. They don't engage in any material activity. Do they engage in material activity? Then, what is that one quality which makes one surpass all this?
Devotees are directly serving Krishna.
No. These are not, again, you are on the, track which is not authentic. Krishna has already answered that in the fourth chapter.
Only surrender.
So where is the surrender? Do we have surrender? We are not even able to chant his name. Where is the question of surrender? We are not following what he is speaking. No. Sages see the soul. They are on the spiritual plan. Krishna says, who can receive this knowledge? Evam parampara praptam. Imam rajrishiyo vido. You see the fourth chapter? How this knowledge can be received? Only in coming in parampara. What does parampara mean? Yes, Guru Shishya parampara. Because Krishna has revealed his knowledge to his loving devotee like Arjuna. So one who is following Arjuna, he becomes the recipient of this knowledge automatically. Even if he does not have the power like a demigod, not the renunciation like the sages. Like the son of a father. Does he have to be as qualified as the father to receive the property? Yes or no? Huh? Yes or no? He just by becoming an obedient son, he receives the property inheritance. Right or no? कुछ करना पड़ता है? बोला मैं तो प्रोफेसर बनूंगा तभी पापा की संपत्ति मिलेगी वरना मिलेगी नहीं. ऐसा है क्या? नहीं. No. So those who come in parampara, they become automatically recipient of this great benediction. So Krishna says, Aham adir hi devanam. That I am the source. Krishna has already said that in the seventh chapter. He says that Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kashchid Yadati Siddhe Yasnamapi Siddhanam Kashchid Mam Vedi Tatvata. And again he said in the 19th chapter that Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate. Vasudevam Sarvamiti. Krishna is the source of everyone and everything. Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. So one has to come at the platform of Mahatma. And who is a Mahatma? One who has realized that Krishna is the source of everyone and everything. So neither the host of demigods, see the translation, neither the host of demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulence. For in every respect I am the source of the demigods and the sages. This is very important. Uh, Once Srila Prabhupada, I'll give you one incident to understand this. When Prabhupada was preaching in India and Prabhupada was in Vrindavan, so many, you know, Goswamis and scholars came to meet Srila Prabhupada. This is the way of sitting. Is it really anxious? So we have to maintain our sincerity. So Prabhupada asked them one simple question that you all are such scholars, you are living in Vrindavan, you have studied so many scriptures, shastras. So what is your conclusion? After spending your lifetime, after studying so much, after having so much knowledge, what is the conclusion? That who is the supreme person? Who is the supreme personality of Godhead? So these scholars, these great pandits, these Goswamis, they started to talk amongst themselves and said, Swamiji, this is very difficult question. This is very difficult question. So at that time, Prabhupada's disciple's daughter, Saraswati was her name. She was just 3 years old. She was also playing there, and Prabhupada called her, let Saraswati come here. And Prabhupada said that, Saraswati, can you tell me who is Krishna? And Saraswati said, Prabhupada, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Prabhupada said, just look, these big scholars, big pandits who have been living in Vrindavan for their lifetime, they do not know who Krishna is. So how we can know about Krishna? If you come to ISKCON, if you come to Prabhupada's movement, from the day one, this knowledge is given that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And here Krishna is saying that this fact is not even known to the greatest of demigods and the sages. So how this is possible? It is only possible by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, who is a pure devotee of the Lord. And the Lord has revealed to him. So if we follow Srila Prabhupada, if we come in his parampara, then automatically, as the father has the property, that property is inherited by the son. But we have to become his son. We have to become his follower. We have to qualify to come into his parampara. So Prabhupada says, as stated in the Brahma Samhita, Lord Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Where in Brahma Samhita? Brahmaji says that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Advaitam Achyutam Anadi Mananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayavanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhakto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadeva Hridayeshu Vilokayarti Yamasham Sundaram Achinte Guna Swarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So he says that Krishna is Govinda and he is Adi Purusha. Adi means the beginning, the origin. So no one is greater than him. So that is why Krishna is saying that even the greatest of the demigods, they cannot know him. Of course, Brahmaji knows because Brahmaji has been given this knowledge by Krishna. Tena Brahm Hide Adi Kaviyo Bhuyanti Yat Surya. When we will study this Srimad Bhagavatam, so how Srimad Bhagavatam begins? By Krishna, where he gave this knowledge. If you see this Guru Parampara also, na? The Guru Parampara that we are coming, if you see this page number 31, page number 31. And Bhagavad Gita, Krishna declares that whom he gave this knowledge first? Whom did he give this knowledge? Vivaswan. Yes. Yeah. But the Guru Parampara, if you see how the Guru Parampara starts, Prabhupada says, Evam Parampara Praptam. This Bhagavad Gita, as it is received through the disciplic section. First name is Krishna and second name is Brahma. Brahma. So, Brahma is Adi Kaviya. Krishna is Adi Purusha and Brahma is Adi Kavayo. The first person who received knowledge in his heart. When the creation began, so the first person to be created was Brahma. And Krishna imparted this knowledge in the heart of Brahma. And from Brahma it came down to, you got it? Yeah, it is there in the 31st page. In your book, maybe the page number will be one page less or more. 31. 30, 31. Yeah, it is there. So from Brahma it was given. So, and this knowledge is not, transmitted in the head. It is transmitted in the heart. Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashita. And then from Narad it was, transmitted to Vyasadeva. And then on the entire disciplic succession is there. So those who are coming in the parampara, they can know the position of Krishna. Others cannot know it. Even he may be the most powerful person, even the demigod, or he may try to become a greatest renunciate sage also. But still that is not the qualification to receive this knowledge. Krishna is not obliged. Krishna is only obliged to give knowledge to whom? To those who are the devotees or servants of his devotees, to whom he has revealed, not to others. So there is exclusivity. Rights are reserved. That is why in the 9th chapter he said, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam. Those who are my exclusive devotees. Exclusive devotee. So no one is greater than him. He is the cause of all causes. Here it is also stated by the Lord personally that he is the cause of all the demigods and the sages. So neither these demigods nor the sages are independent. They are all dependent on the Supreme Lord. Even the demigods and great sages cannot understand Krishna. They can understand neither his name nor his personality. Why? Because in the 4th chapter again Krishna has already said in the 9th verse that Janma karma cha me divyam. And evam yo veti tatvata tyakta deham punarjanma neti mameti so Arjuna. That if anyone understands my birth and my activities, my position, he is already liberated. So what is the position of so-called scholar of this tiny planet? The Prabhupada is contrasting that even if the greatest demigods cannot know, if Brahma, Indra, Shiva cannot know, if the great sages cannot know, now what about the scholar of this material world? What is the possibility? What is the possibility? Zero. There is no possibility. So, if you hear Bhagavad Gita from those or if you read their commentaries, it is of no use. It is useless. No one can understand why this Supreme Lord comes to earth as an ordinary human being and executes such wonderful, uncommon activities. One should know them. One should know then that scholarship is not the qualification necessary to understand Krishna. This is one understanding. Yeah. By erudite scholarship or by knowledge, one cannot know Krishna. Even the demigods and the great sages have tried to understand Krishna by their mental speculation, and they have failed to do so. So, empirical knowledge and mental speculation, one cannot know the supreme absolute truth. And they have failed to do so. In the Srimad Bhagavatam also it is clearly said that even the great demigods are not able to understand the supreme personality of Godhead. They can speculate to the limit of their imperfect senses and can reach the opposite conclusions of impersonalisms. So we see there are so many other scholars or those who consider themselves to be Shastravid, those who have studied the Vedas. But what is their conclusion? Like Prabhupada asked those Goswamis that after studying so much and spending so much of your time in Vrindavan, what is your conclusion? So what these empirical scholars have the conclusion that the Supreme Lord is impersonal. So by mental speculation and self-study, one can only go to the limit of impersonalism. He can only come to the extent of the impersonal feature of the Supreme Lord, not beyond. He cannot go beyond. So that Prabhupada is mentioning here that they can speculate to the limit of their imperfect senses and can reach the opposite conclusions of impersonalism, of something not manifested by the three qualities of material nature. Or they can imagine something by mental speculation, but it is not possible to understand Krishna by such foolish speculation. So if you see in the 4th chapter, 34th verse, Prabhupada is commenting how to receive this knowledge. Krishna says that tat vidhi paripatena pariprashnena sevyaya. Open 4.34. 4th chapter, 34th verse, where Krishna is speaking one of the most important verses of entire Bhagavad Gita. How to receive Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks. That just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. What is the truth? The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the absolute truth. How he can know? By approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So these are the spiritual masters. Those who are self-realized spiritual masters. And in this commentration, Prabhupada says, nor by independent studies of books of knowledge can one progress in spiritual life. So, neither by any position of power, nor by any amount of study of knowledge, one can know Krishna. This is what Krishna is speaking here. By any amount of knowledge, one is insufficient to come to the realization of Krishna. Here the Lord indirectly says that if anyone wants to know the absolute truth, here I am present as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am the Supreme. One should know this. So this is the advantage of studying Bhagavad Gita, that we can directly know the position of the Supreme Lord. But how to understand Bhagavad Gita? He must come in Parampara system. He must follow the authority of the spiritual masters. Although one cannot understand the inconceivable Lord who is personally present, he nonetheless exists. We can actually understand Krishna, who is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge, simply by studying his words in the Bhagavad Gita. So if we are studying the Bhagavad Gita, then we are surpassing the all other areas of knowledge, far superior. Because by study of Bhagavad Gita, we can come to the conclusion of knowing the Supreme Absolute Truth. the personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna directly. And Srimad Bhagavatam. The conception of God as some ruling power or the impersonal Brahman can be reached by persons who are in the inferior energy of the Lord. So in the 9th chapter, Krishna already has spoken that who can know him? Only those who are Mahatmas. And what is the quality of the Mahatma? You understand? Remember, in the 9th chapter we discussed Mahatma. Uh, Krishna told Arjuna that you are Mahatma, Mahatmanas tu Mam Partha. And what is the outstanding feature of Mahatma? That is Devim Prakriti Mashrita. Don't allow your attention to distract. Here, you're not seeing the book? What is the quality of the Mahatma? That he is under the protection of the spiritual energy. Always under the superior position. I'll give you one example. Recently, there was elections in Bihar. How many of you know that there was election in Bihar? All of you know? Who has been the most popular personality in the Bihar election? One person, if you know. Who is getting the most popularity? Maithili. And what did Maithili say? How he became the MLA? By the grace of only one person. Who is that person? Who is that person? You know Maithili? You don't know. Your guess is right. And what she said, that Narendra Modi can see and think 10 years ahead. She said, when I met Narendra Modi ji, I never knew what he is thinking. But now I can know what he was thinking. The day she met Narendra Modi, that day Narendra Modi made up his mind that she will become the Bihar representative. So, what made the difference? Who decided? Who decided for her? Narendra Modi ji. So that is what Krishna is telling, that those who are under my spiritual energy, they are all Mahatmas. And only the Mahatmas can know me. Otherwise, whoever, whatever they may be having, whatever so-called material qualities they may be having, it is insufficient. It is redundant. One cannot know me. So here Prabhupada is speaking that persons who are in inferior energy of the Lord, they can only have the power to reach the impersonal Brahman, which is the lowest level of spiritual realization. They cannot know Paramatma, nor can they know Bhagwan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the personality of Godhead cannot be conceived unless one is in the transcendental position. So what is the transcendental position? One who is under the protection of the Supreme Lord. And how that protection is given? When one is coming in the Parampara system. Those who are not in Parampara, they are under the inferior nature. And what is the inferior nature's characteristic? Mogasha, Moga Karmana, Moga Jnana Vichechasa. Rakshasi Masurim Cheva, Prakriti Mohini Mashrita. We have discussed that in the 9th chapter, 11th verse. So there is Mogasha. All their aspirations will have failures. Moga Karmana. All their activities also will result in bewilderment. And Moga Gyan. Their knowledge will result in frustration. So there is only one summit position, one safe position, that one is under the spiritual energy. Because most men, now see the last para, we are concluding. Because most men cannot understand Krishna in his actual situation, out of his causeless mercy, he descends to show favor to such speculators. Yet, despite the Supreme Lord's uncommon activities, these speculators, due to contamination in the material energy, still think that the impersonal Brahman is the supreme. If you see so-called Shastric scholars, 99.999% have this understanding that the impersonal Brahman is the absolute truth, which is far inferior. They cannot come to that position of personal realization. Only the devotees who are fully surrendered unto the Supreme Lord can understand by His grace the Supreme Personality that He is Krishna. The devotees of the Lord do not bother about the personal Brahman conception of Lord. So we were going where? To Vrindavan. I received a call while I was coming. I received a call from Minu Bhai. You remember those who went to tour? One of my old friend came from Mumbai. So he was reminding me today that Prabhuji, ek mahina ho gaya. He came to Delhi on 22nd. That was Govardhan Puja. So he said, there is not even a day when we are not remembering. And he said, मेरे को वापस वृंदावन आना है. I want to come again. He said, he was telling me I want to come in January. And he was expecting that I accompany him. That is not possible. And that it is only possible once in a year. It's not possible, I said, you come if you can want to come. But he said, मेरे को एक बार वापस आना है. मेरी वाइफ भी यही बोल रही है, मेरी सिस्टर भी यही बोल रही है. We want to come to वृंदावन. हमको एक बार और गोवर्धन परिक्रमा कराइए. अब की बार हम पैदल चल के करेंगे. So they are trying to practice by walk. They are daily walking. So, but it is not possible. So when it is possible, when one is in following the footsteps. So it is very important. The Prabhupada is saying that only the devotees who are fully surrendered to the Supreme Person can understand by His grace the Supreme Personality that He is Krishna. So we were going to Vrindavan. Why? Because we were going to see the places where Krishna performed these uncommon activities. And we were getting so much relishment. And that relishment is still felt. That will be there, that impact will be there throughout your life. And if you just remember that, just by remembering also, you will feel a spiritual spark in your heart. Why? Because it is actually there. So when we touched, like if the wire is having current, and if you touch, what you will get? You will get a shock. You will not be, immune to that shock. But if there is no current, you keep touching, what will be there? Nothing will be there. So that current has to flow. So Prabhupada is speaking here that the devotees of the Lord do not bother about the impersonal Brahman conception of Lord. Why? Because they are relishing the personal conception. Their faith and devotion bring them to surrender immediately. This is very important. So why Krishna is speaking this Bhagavad Gita? For two purposes. One is to instill faith in Him, and second is to deepen our devotion in Him. Because only by faith and devotion can one surrender. If he does not have faith and if he does not have devotion, how can he surrender? He cannot surrender. To deepen his faith and to develop his surrender, Krishna is speaking Bhagavad Gita. And out of the causeless mercy of Krishna, they can understand Krishna. No one else can understand Him. So even great sages agree. What is Atma? What is Supreme? It is He whom we have to worship. And what is the result of knowing Krishna? This is the third verse. So I will just introduce the verse and we will discuss it next time. Yo mamajam anadim cha Yo mam ajam anadim cha Vetti loka maheshwaram Asammudha samarteshu Sarva pape pramuchyate Yo mamajam anadim cha Vetti loka maheshwaram asamura samarteshu sarva papa pramuchyate. Recite those who did not recite. Recite. What is your difficulty? You recite for yourself, don't decide for others. No, wait. You have already recited. I said those who have not recited. Here. First here. If you remain monkey like na, Duryodhan was also there na on the battlefield. Did he hear? No. So don't follow Duryodhan, follow Arjuna. Remain sincere, serious. No one wants to recite. Recite. Yo mamajam manadincha vetti loka maheshwara asamura samarteshu sarva papa pramuchyate. So Krishna says, Yo mam ajam anadimcha. So in this chapter, what Krishna is explaining, that how is first quality of Krishna is he is ajam. Ajam means ja means to take birth, and aja means which is beyond birth. Of course, which is beyond birth, it is beyond death. Death is only to that who is taken birth. So what takes birth is the body. So Krishna is first, he is ajam, that he is beginningless. This is first quality. Second, it is anadim. Adi means that one has origin. So every one of us have origin. What is the origin? Krishna. Krishna is the origin. So some people ask, I went to one other religion. I will not name it. So there, one of the preachers, one of their gurus. So I was discussing with him. I happened to discuss with him, not as a challenge, but I mean, he was giving his version to what his scripture says. And I was, discussing Bhagavad Gita. So when I gave him the arguments from Bhagavad Gita, he could not stand. All his arguments were defeated. So then he says that you say Krishna is the origin of everyone. Then who is Krishna's origin? So this is what is replied in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says that Aham Anadim. Then again we bring Krishna to our level. We are thinking we have beginning, we have origin. And if Krishna also has beginning and origin, then where is the difference? Then how is he God and we are normal people? So Krishna is clarifying here that he is Ajam and he is Anadim. So if you see, Jiva also has this quality. In the 20th verse of the second chapter, Krishna has already spoken. Na jayate mriyate va kadachin. That the soul has no birth. If one has no birth, then there is no beginning. Okay, so we have these two qualities. We are also Aja and we are also Anadi. But can we say we are Sarvalok Maheshwara? Sarvalok Maheshwara, you understand, na? Who is the master and controller of all the universes. We are not all the master and controller of our mind. What to speak of any other one? We are slave. So he is Vetti. Krishna says Vetti, and he also knows that I am Sarvaloka Maheshwara. So such person is Asamudha. Mudha we have understood, na? What does Mudha mean? Foolish. Asamudha means one who is wise. Opposite of foolish is wise. And he is Asamudha Samarteshu. Marteshu means those who are going to die. That means they are in the earthly planet. What is this earthly planet is also known as Martelok. Martelok means whoever takes birth, they will die. So such a person, even though he is born among those who are going to die, but such person is not foolish. He is wise. Asamudha sabha. Asamudha also means he will never be bewildered. He will never become foolish. And what is the quality? That who knows me in these three aspects, that he is Krishna is Ajam, he is Anadim, and he is Sarvalok Maheshwaram. So such person is also having three qualities. That is Asamudha, amongst those who are Marteshu, and Sarva Papa Pramuchite. He is already freed from all sinful reaction. That means he is already liberated. That means he has become what? He has become? He has become immortal. He will receive transcendental body. Okay, see the translation. He who knows me as the unborn, Aja, as the beginning, Anadim, as the supreme lord of all the three worlds, Sarvalok Maheshwara. He only undiluted. Undiluted is Asamudha. Amongst men is freed from all sins. Others, they will still feel the sinful reaction. Okay. So this I will discuss. It has a long purport. This I will discuss in the next class. So today, who can summarize or conclude what we understood from the second verse of this chapter? Anyone who memorized the verse? Beautiful verse. Memorized, Baba. Memorized, you understand? किताब बंद कर दो और फिर बोलो. मेमोराइज का मतलब होता है जिसने याद कर लिया. याद कर सकते हो ना? एक हफ्ता मिलता है, रोज एक बार दोहराइए. आपके पास इतना टाइम है. जब आप स्नान कर रहे होते हैं तो मन क्या कर रहा होता है? वो भी स्नान कर रहा होता है क्या? वो कहीं और घूम रहा होता है. तो उसको पकड़िए. उसको क्या बोलिए? बोलो भैया क्लास में कौन सा वर्ष था, याद करो, बताओ. हाँ, उस वर्ष का ट्रांसलेशन क्या था? उसके अंदर एप्लीकेशन पॉइंट्स क्या थे? लेकिन आपने नोटबुक में कुछ लिखा ही नहीं है, तो मन कभी काबू में आएगा ही नहीं. वो कहीं टिकेगा ही नहीं. वो ऐसे ही हाँ उछल कूद करता रहेगा. बोलिए आज के श्लोक से क्या सीखा हमने आज? तो if you see this 10th chapter, I will explain next time. This 10th chapter is divided into 4 sections. In the first section, these verses, Krishna is the source of everyone and everything, yet he is unknown to all. This Krishna is revealing. And in the 8th to 12th verses, Krishna will give the Chatur Shloki Gita. In 4 verses, he will again summarize the entire Gita. That is very famous Chatur Shloki Gita. And after hearing Chatur Shloki Gita, Arjuna is going to glorify Krishna. And he will express his desire to know Krishna more in detail. To know Krishna means to know his opulence more in detail. And that Krishna will speak from verse number 19 till the end of this chapter, which is 42nd verse, which is called Vibhuti Vistaryo. Krishna says, Bhuya eva mahabhav. Listen again. That means he has already spoken. But he will speak this time with greater details, with more depths. Why? To deepen the faith, devotion, and surrender of devotees. Okay. बताइए, मैंने आपको इतना टाइम दिया, आज की क्या? चलिए 3 पॉइंट बताइए. व्हाट इज द डिस्कवरी? व्हाट इज द डिस्कवरी दैट यू डिस्कवरी हुआ या कुछ नहीं हुआ? व्हाट इज द डिस्कवरी?
Even though someone has so many powers and knowledge also, they cannot know Krishna.
Yeah. Who? Krishna specified them, na? Even the demigods and the greatest of sages, their power and their knowledge is insufficient to know Krishna fully. Okay, this is what? Discovery. Okay. How many of you agree this is discovery? बाकी लोगों को discovery हुआ ही नहीं. Okay. What else? Participation is very weak.
He is the origin of all of them.
Huh?
He is also the origin of all of
Ah,
them.
he is the origin of everyone and everything. But that will require what? That will require devotional service to realize. Very difficult to realize. Okay. What else is the discovery? So many aspects we discussed. Yes. Devotee's position in parampara is even higher than the demigods and the sages, according to Krishna. But we should not think that I am even better than Indra, so I can abuse Indra. No, we will be ruined. We will be ruined. Yeah. Many times, many immature, neophyte devotees, they do that. अरे मैं जा ही नहीं जाता शिव जी के मंदिर में, मैं क्यों प्रणाम करूं? मेरी पोजीशन तो हायर है. That should not be the spirit. But one is an actual, that means one who is the knower of Krishna, he surpasses everyone's position. That Krishna will speak when we see Srimad Bhagavatam. I have so many references. अभी 1 घंटा तो बहुत शॉर्ट है. एक्चुअली 1 घंटे में तो वार्म अप होता है. जब तक वार्म अप होता है तब तक क्लास खत्म. और फिर आपकी तरफ से पार्टिसिपेशन नहीं आता. नहीं तो मेरे पास इतने सारे भागवतम के वर्सेस हैं, उनसे ये सारा और डिटेल में एक्सप्लेन करूं. लेकिन आपकी जिज्ञासा हो तब तो करूं ना. बोल के फायदा क्या है? तो और क्या डिस्कवरी हुआ? ऑनलाइन डिवोटीज यू कैन ऑल्सो पार्टिसिपेट ना, क्विकली. इट शुड बी क्विक फायर. हाँ, कृष्णा इज आदि पुरुषा. आदि पुरुषा मीन्स good. What he's saying is not wrong. This is the realization of Brahmaji. That Krishna is Adi Purusha. Adi Purusha means that he is the origin of everyone and everything. Brahmaji realized that. But we are not realizing. We are thinking that I am the creator, I am the enjoyer, isn't it? And I am also the controller. But if one has this realization, then you see how much life's quality will improve. There will be no struggle left. Because all the struggle is there to exert this position, to take the position of controllership and enjoyership. If one is not in this rat race, then what he can do? He can devote all his time, energy, and effort in pleasing Krishna, serving Krishna. Okay. बस और क्या डिस्कवरी है?
The empirical knowledge we can able to understand only Brahman.
By empirical knowledge, by mental speculation, by self-study of Vedas, one can only go to the highest position of impersonal realization. He cannot access the personality of Godhead. Good. Okay. Then what is the understanding? What is the understanding from today's discussion? Huh? That is here, but what is the understanding? Understanding based on discovery. See, bhakti is very scientific. As is the cause, so is the effect. If the cause is not proper, how can you have the effect? If you have not planted the right seed, how can you have harvest? It will never come. Just by rain falling and the sun shining, if the seed is not there, harvest cannot be there. So what is the understanding based on discovery? One very important understanding. Who has caught it? Understanding. Understanding based on discovery, I said. Yes, one who comes in parampara. Only one can know Krishna if he comes in parampara. Those who are outside parampara, Even if they reach to the position of demigods or sages, they cannot know him. There's only one way. That is what Krishna said. I'll show you there. 4.2. 4.2. Krishna, when he's giving, that is called the transcendental knowledge. That chapter is transcendental knowledge, Divigyan. So Krishna is speaking this and he has already told that evam parampara praptam imam raj rishio vidho. This supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in due course of time, that succession was broken, and therefore this science appears to be lost. This is the most important understanding. That if we have to know Krishna, we have to come in the parampara system. We have to follow the disciplic succession. And based on the understanding, we should also apply. Then the question should be, how should I be a parampara devotee? What I need to do to be a parampara devotee? Okay? नहीं समझ में आ रहा? समझ में तो आता है, लेकिन स्वीकार करने में समस्या है. स्वीकार करने में समस्या है. हरे कृष्णा. तो पूछिए क्या समस्या है, क्या गतिरोध है, क्या व्यवधान है? व्हाट आर द इम्पेडिमेंट्स? व्हाट आर द ऑब्स्टिकल्स? हरे कृष्णा. Online, why you are people not participating? So many of you are hearing. You don't want to participate? Don't you know how Bhagavad Gita is to be understood? इसी चैप्टर में भगवान बताएंगे how Bhagavad Gita is to be understood. If you are not following in that spirit, it will not be revealed. मैंने पिछली बार आप सबको वो दिया था एक सर्विस भगवत गीता का. मुझे लगता है 90% लोगों ने तो भगवत गीता उठाई तक नहीं है अभी तक. कितने लोगों ने भगवत गीता उठा ली जितना अपना कोटा? ओके, ओनली वन. ओनली वन. मैंने आपको बताया था आपको कितनी लेनी है. आपने एक बार भी उनको फोन नहीं किया कि हमको भगवत गीता दे दो? और उन्होंने भी आपको फोन नहीं किया? मैसेज आया था इम्पर्सनली रहोगे, इम्पर्सनल ब्राह्मण की रियलाइजेशन था. जब मैं पर्सनल बोल रहा हूँ कि आप दे के आओ, तो आप मैसेज डाल रहे हो. तभी तो भगवत गीता होगी नहीं, आपसे होगी नहीं. क्योंकि इम्पर्सनल फॉलो करोगे तो इम्पर्सनली रिजल्ट आएगा. और आपसे भी डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होगी नहीं अगर आपने अभी तक उठाई नहीं है. आप सोचते ही रह जाओगे, क्योंकि आप किसको फॉलो कर रहे हो? किसको? अपने मन को. मन तो आपका एक भी गीता ना कभी पढ़ने देगा, ना बांटने देगा, कुछ नहीं करने देगा. भगवान ने चौथे अध्याय में बताया कि मन ही कारण है हमारे नाश का. तो फर्स्ट थिंग इज दैट यू गेट द बुक्स. बुक्स आपकी आपके सामने दिखेंगी तो समझ में आपको याद दिलाएंगे ना कि हमने ये कमिटमेंट किया है सेवा करने का, और हमें करना ही है. जब दिखेंगी तो फिर आप क्या करोगे? कुछ उसके लिए प्रयास करोगे, नहीं तो करोगे ही नहीं. महीना भी बीत जाएगा, साल भी बीत जाएगा, ऐसे ही जन्म भी बीत जाएगा. हम सोचते ही. तो मेरा निवेदन है, आप अपनी जिद को छोड़िए और जो हमारी विनती है उसको स्वीकार करिए. ठीक है? कल तक सारी बुक्स ले लीजिए अपने पास. आपने खाली नहीं किया अभी तक? कितनी डिलीवरी की आपने? नहीं नहीं, मैं उनसे पूछ रहा हूँ दयाशील से. इधर आ जाओ, सामने आ जाओ, वो लिस्ट लेके आओ. आप में से किसी ने नहीं ली? ऐसे एक हफ्ता बीत गया पूरा. पिछले सैटरडे को मैंने बोला था एक हफ्ता. ऐसे ही एक महीना बीत जाएगा, ऐसे ही एक साल बीत जाएगा, ऐसे ही एक जन्म बीत जाएगा. वो चलते आ रहा है सिलसिला, सिंस टाइम इमेमोरियल. कोई चेंज नहीं आ रहा है. पहली चीज है कि बुक्स लीजिए और बुक्स को वहां रखिए जहां से आपको दिखे. तो आपको बार बार ध्यान आएगा ना कि आपने एक सर्विस सेवा करने का कमिटमेंट किया है. सही किया ना. डिवोशनल सर्विस में हम कितने बड़े चैंपियन हैं. 100 में से कितने मार्क मिलेंगे? हाँ, एक भी मिलना बड़ा मुश्किल है. और बातें करते हैं डिवोटी की और सरेंडर की। सरेंडर है कहाँ? क्या बोलो, पढ़ो।
मैम ने लिया था मुझे, डॉक्टर नागमणि, he took 11 books in
अच्छा,
and
ठीक है।
Leela also took. And
अच्छा,
I talked to sir also, so there is some problem in this room, so we can.
कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, ले जाकर आपके घर में एक कार्टन रखने की जगह नहीं है, रख लीजिए। जगह नहीं है तो बना लीजिए।
English, whatever language you want, then
नहीं, करिए। देखिए ना, ये सिचुएशन है, सर्विस करना इतना आसान नहीं है। बिकॉज टू सर्व मीन्स टू सैक्रिफाइस, एंड ओनली थ्रू सर्विस वी कैन show the Krishna that we have a desire to love you. Otherwise, it is only in words. It is only without any substance. So that is called cheating. And Krishna says, amongst these cheaters, I am the greatest of cheaters. So no one can cheat me. Forget it. This will come in this chapter only. Huh? Dhyutam chaliyatam asmi. Amongst the cheat, I am the greatest of cheater. No one can cheat me. So we can only win Krishna by sincerely trying to serve him. Whether we are able to do or not, that depends on Krishna. But what is success? Success is the attempt and the effort. How much effort we have put, how much endeavor we have done. You all did not come. Yesterday we had a very beautiful festival. आपका कोई रिलेटिव आपको अपने बर्थडे पार्टी पे बुलाता है, आपका फ्रेंड बुलाता है, तो आप जाते हो या नहीं जाते हो? हाँ, अपनी बर्थडे पार्टी पे अगर आपको कोई नहीं आता तो आपको कैसा लगता है? याद रहता है या भूल जाते हो? कल राधा पार्थ सारथी का बर्थडे पार्टी था, एक भी जरा आई यार ऐसे नहीं आया। मैंने डाला था ना उसमें, देख तो लिया था, लेकिन क्या, तो फिर आपको कनेक्शन कहाँ से होगा? फिर आपको भगवान की जो पर्सनल फीचर है वो कहाँ से रिवील होगा? वी हैड वेरी ब्यूटीफुल फेस्टिवल यस्टरडे। आप लोग संडे को आया करो। अरे सब संडे नहीं आ सकते थे तो महीने में 4 संडे होते हैं। अगर आपको भगवान के लिए समय नहीं है तो फिर भगवान को आपके लिए कहाँ से समय आएगा? ये यथा माम प्रपद्यते। और कर क्या रहे हैं हम? क्या कर रहे हैं? किसको चला रहे हैं हम? देश को चला रहे हैं, संस्था को चला रहे हैं, परिवार को चला रहे हैं, किसको चला रहे हैं? कर क्या रहे हैं? हमारा टाइम जा कहाँ रहा है? हाँ, तो वी शुड बिकम कॉन्शियस ऑफ इट। एटलीस्ट महीने में एक बार जरूर आइए। जो आपको वृंदावन टूर में आनंद आया था, उसका एक अंश तो आपको जरूर ही मिलेगा जब भी आप आएंगे। तो ये बुक्स कल तक निकल जानी चाहिए। अगर किसी कोई समस्या है तो प्लीज मुझे बताइए, बताइए। इससे पता चलता है कि हमारा डिजायर टू डू सर्विस इज नॉट स्ट्रांग, इट इज वीक। सो हाउ वी कैन मेक इट स्ट्रांग? हाँ, बाय मेकिंग एन अटेम्प्ट। आप नहीं थे पिछली बार क्लास में। एक बार तो आपका एआरएस था, लेकिन अगली बार क्या था? एआरएस तो नहीं था पिछली बार, एआरएस तो ओवर हो चुका था। ये सब चलता रहेगा। शरीरम व्याधि, जानते नहीं? शरीरम क्या है? व्याधि मंदिरम। जब तक इस शरीर में रहेंगे, इस शरीर के साथ क्या रहेगी? व्याधि। कोई बात नहीं, आप डिसाइड कर लो, कम से कम 21 भगवत गीता बांटो। रोज एक भी बांटोगे, पूरा दिसंबर तक है, तो कई कई ज्यादा हो जाएगी, लेकिन हमारे लिए इजी नहीं है, इसलिए मैं आपको छोटा टारगेट दे रहा हूँ, 21। बोलो ना, आप लोग कुछ बोल भी नहीं रहे। कहाँ कल? आज ही ले लीजिए। कल क्यों? कल किसने देखा? कल किसने देखा? ले लीजिए और प्रयास करिए। हाँ? सबको बोलिए, अपने फ्रेंड्स को, अपने रिलेटिव्स को। लोग देते हैं नहीं, न्यू ईयर में डायरी कैलेंडर देते हैं ना। तो डायरी का क्या होता है, एक साल बाद वो यूजलेस रहती है। लेकिन आपने अगर भगवत गीता दे दी तो उसके पूरे लाइफ लॉन्ग होगी। तो बोले डायरी को छोड़िए, आपकी बार भगवत गीता बांटिए। ठीक है? हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री है ना, वो भी अगर कोई दूसरे देश का अगर वीआईपी आता है तो उसको क्या देते हैं? भगवत गीता। और वो गए जब पहली बार प्राइम मिनिस्टर बने मोदी जी, तो वो गए थे जापान में, फर्स्ट उनकी विजिट जापान में थी। तो जापान के एम्परर को मिले, तो उनको भगवत गीता दी उन्होंने। और वो स्टेटमेंट सुना आपने? हाँ, देयर इज नथिंग मोर वैल्यूबल टू गिफ्ट देन भगवत गीता। एंड ही सेड देयर इज नथिंग मोर वैल्यूबल टू रिसीव देन भगवत गीता। और मोदी जी से पहले जब लोग जाते थे, पता है क्या देते थे? ताजमहल का रेप्लिका। बोले उसको क्या देना है? हाँ, वो तो एक दरगाह है। दरगाह भी नहीं है, क्या है वो? मकबरा है। मकबरा, कब्र है, कब्रिस्तान है। कब्रिस्तान को क्या देना है? वो हमारा वंडर ऑफ इंडिया नहीं है। हाँ, वो वंडर ऑफ इंडिया नहीं है, वो ब्लंडर ऑफ इंडिया है। वंडर ऑफ इंडिया भगवत गीता है। हाँ, तो जब से मोदी जी आए, इंडिया की इमेज पूरे वर्ल्ड में क्या हो गई? चेंज हो गई। क्योंकि वो क्या देखते हैं? वो भगवत गीता है। वो योगी है ना, वो कर्म योगी है। तो आपको किस बात की शर्म है? जब प्राइम मिनिस्टर को शर्म नहीं आती, तो आपको किस बात की शर्म आती है? ठीक है, अभी भी आवाज नहीं आ रही है कहीं से किसी की। हाँ, बड़ा मुश्किल है। देखिए, ये रियलिटी है, बहुत रियलिटी है। कल हम याद कर रहे थे कि हमारे जो देवता हैं, हमारे जो इष्ट हैं, राधा पार्सारथी, कि उनकी क्या कृपा है हमारे जीवन में, कि हमको कहाँ से कहाँ ले आए वो। हम भी पहले यही चाहते समझते थे कि मटेरियल लाइफ, मटेरियल सक्सेस, मटेरियल एसेट, यही सब कुछ है। लेकिन उन्होंने क्या किया? धीरे धीरे इसको ट्रांसफॉर्म कर दिया, चेंज कर दिया। तो करेंगे तो होगा, अगर करेंगे नहीं तो नहीं होगा। कृपा का मतलब है कृपण। कृपण को प्राप्ति नहीं होगी। हाँ, कृपण के लिए प्राप्ति होना बहुत मुश्किल है। तो कृपण से कृपा क्या करें? हम कृपा के पात्र बने, भगवत गीता डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करें। हरे कृष्णा। स्वप्नजा, आपका हमने वो भेज दिया है, जो आपकी भगवत गीता थी, आपको एक दो दिन में मिल जाएगी।
हाँ प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा। डिटेल दे दी आपको रम्या ने?
हाँ, मुझे मेल भी आया था आधार का, वो मेल दिया था उन्होंने।
नहीं, आधार का नहीं, हमने डिस्पैच
हाँ
भी कर दिया।
हाँ हाँ, डिस्पैच का भी आया।
माननीय माता जी, आपका भी डिस्पैच हो गया है, एक दो दिन में आ जाएगा भगवत गीता आपके पास।
जी जी प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्ण।
If you would have received Bhagavad Gita there, the first 4 cartons.
No, Prabhuji, it is near to the facility.
अच्छा, ओके, ठीक है। Others, those who have not ordered, please order.